No idea how to start this video, so to keep it short, YCS Utrecht is over. I played pure punk for literally zero reason. I quote-unquote came up with this like 2 weeks before the event by just stealing a list, taking out all the banned cards and taking that to Utrecht, once again for no reason. I went 6-3. Didn't show up to day 2, don't worry about that. But I did technically make day 2, and then later I won a win-a-match, so this deck is kinda fine, so I thought might as well do a deck profile. I also want to keep this short, because otherwise uploading it will take like 3 hours. So let's just get into it. Main deck. Oh, spoiler, Ghost Ogre, that's crazy. Anyways, 3 of each Xiamen copy. Once again, that's crazy. Don't know what else you expected, to be honest. Let's put those aside. 3 Dianode. I do play Desires in this deck, and banishing, if you only play like 2, banishing any copy sucks, because you want one turn 1, you want one turn 3. So if you banish any one of these, you can't have that, so you play 3, so Desires can fuck you over. Unless you banish, of course, all 3, like I tend to do. This is also an extender, can summon itself, can summon another punk from hand by discarding itself, so this is like fine to play. Shirakusai, for your combo, play 2 of this a lot of times. Diano targets this in your combo to bring it back, so you can synchro on the opponent's turn. This got hand trapped a lot of times, like DD Crowd or Maestad, and a lot of those times I had like a Foxy Tune or an E-Tally in hand, so I could summon another one from deck and still have the interruption. But I didn't play a second one, so I couldn't do that. Play a second one. Spell Searcher, Trap Searcher for combo, that's crazy. 3 Gizmek is like a level 8 extender that also pops a monster. Issue with this is a lot of times I put it into the grave. A lot of times I put it into the grave with like Foxy Tune, and then I just forget it's there and not use it. Somehow this has not lost me a single match with it, but it's not necessary. 3 field spell, 1 is mandatory, the other 2 are pretty fucking sus. I feel like every time I draw this, I fucking hate myself for playing 3. It feels so fucking bad to draw. But once again, this is also like the Desire situation where if you banish this, you miss out on like drawing 3 cards. This card is pretty good, fun fact. Just drawing it is really fucking ass. It's technically an extender because you summon a punk from your hand, but like, you already have cards that do that, but better. So it's like, if you want to try this deck, try out just playing 1, and if it works, that's probably better. If not, just play 3 and hate yourself whenever you draw it. 2 Desires, it's a 2, and also 2 is correct, has always been correct. The Trap is the trap that pops 1. You could also play the one that's an imperm, but I hate Mystic Mine, and we like popping Mystic Mine. This popped Mystic Mine, and that won me the match, so yeah, that's the good one. And for non-engine, we have a Gamma and Driver. Shouldn't come as a surprise. Negating and destroying is pretty good, especially if Sprite wants to have like a level 2 monster on field, you can just pop it. 3 Ash, shouldn't explain that one. 3 Veiler, 3 Purple Veiler, 3 DD Crow, and 1 Ogre. Ogre kind of sucks. Against T-Element is like nothing. But this deck searches this if you already draw some of your engine pieces. So playing 1 is good as bonus interruption. For the extra, we have 2 Dragon Drive, combo requirement. Also, if you like on turn 3, turn 2, this is the best thing to make because it searches another name. The Grave effect came up like once and I still lost, so that didn't really matter. 2 Amazing Dragon, pretty good bounces cards. This is like an interruption you end on, use Shirakusai, quick synchro into this. I'll go over the combo later. This also revives the guy from grave if you don't want to bounce, which enables OTKing a little bit easier. Yeah, 2 of each is correct. 1 Joel, combo piece. What's funny about this is it has a second effect that's actually pretty neat, where if it's synchroned off, it enables a punk to attack twice, which is like relevant, so keep that in mind. Draco Berserker, I wanted another level 8, and this is like the next best one, because I don't really play Lynx, so Savage doesn't really do anything. This is like Bowl Sword on a synchro. However, I think I summoned this once, and the effect literally didn't matter, so I guess you can play whatever in this slot. This is your win condition. This card won me like every single match. It's kind of crazy. This deck pays like infinite life points over a couple of turns. So like turn 3 you summon this. It gains like 5 million attack, is unaffected by card effects. A lot of people were wondering why I wasn't playing Ignista this format, because that's like my new pet deck apparently. This is just a rival. Like, I am playing Ignista after all. Even if you don't kill with this somehow, you slam this down, it gains like 8,000 attacks, it's now unaffected by card effects, and next turn it gains another 8,000 attacks. Your opponent isn't beating this. Here's win condition part 2. So what you do when you try to kill or going second or anything like that is you just click buttons, you activate a random amalgamation of p.u.n.k cards until your opponent ran out of interruptions, and then depending on what you have left on your board, you make this or this and punch and kill. We have Cicada King. Your end board ends on a random level 3 just chilling. So if you drew one other p.u.n.k name as your follow-up, because I like to keep one in hand as follow-up because you have no guaranteed follow-up, and you have another one drawn because you have one card starter, you draw like 2 cards, so there are chances you have more than enough names to put another body on the board. You can make this to have like a bonus interruption, which is neat. This came up sometimes, it wasn't bad, I won't complain. 38 came up exclusively as a target for Draglubion to put 100 on top, so I guess you can play whatever number you want. Photon Lord is also an option if you rather want monster negates, which is probably nice, because like Nibiru is a card. This deck hard loses to Nibiru. Every time I saw Nibiru, I immediately lost the game. Good thing I only saw Nibiru during side events, the side event which I lost. One ding never came up. This is just there to like out problematic stuff, but you can also just, you know, wrong one, you can also just punch and that out stuff usually. And then for links, I didn't summon any of these during the entire tournament. This was there to, once again, you have a level random level 3, so if you put another body on board, you can make this. So if you drew into a gamma, you can now use that gamma, and that's usually pretty good. One funny thing you can do is summon the gamma, summon the driver. Right, you have Shirakusai on field. Shirakusai doesn't actually have to use itself, so you can use Shirakusai, fuse gamma and driver into another dragon drive. That dragon drive, add an ogre. Then if you use that ogre, and if you have a second gamma in hand, you can use that gamma as well, which is really fucking funny. I also just realized you can't actually see this lambda. That's a skill issue, and that's on you. Yeah, Unicorn access code were just there to like clear up stuff you can't usually out. The nicest thing about those during quote-unquote testing, which was like 5 matches I played on Omega, was that with these I could easily kill through like D-Barrier Cold Synchro. You just throw on p.u.n.k names onto the board, make Unicorn make access, clear the entire board, then make Draglubion into 100, then punch and win. But during Utrecht I didn't got D-Barriered, so I never really had a reason to make Link monsters. For the side deck, spoiler, there weren't side patterns. 0 fucking thought went into the side deck. I also just completely messed up the order, but you're gonna have to live with that. 3 Dark Ruler. This card fucking sucked. I don't know why I'm playing Dark Ruler and I decked up once to OTK. Yeah, cut this, play something else. 2 Nibiru. I never drew this, so that also didn't matter. For back row hate, this also didn't really matter because I never played against back row, and when I played against like Mathmech with Floodgates or something, I drew this, drew this, not. Grammar? Speedrun. I didn't draw this, or if they had like rivalry, I drew this but didn't have a discard, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, none of these mattered at all. What did matter, however, was the funny purple cards. This deck draws a lot, which means you see these a lot, because you deck thin by like, what, 5-7 cards, then you draw 2 cards, which might draw into Desires, and playing 6 insta-win Floodgates is kinda good. Usually in my combo I end like, on my few monster, my quick synchro, and then Deadeyes had like 5 cards. This is basically all, I guess, if you think about it. Okay, time for the combo. A funny backstory about this. The entire way I discovered this deck was that they released a new Goaty support, and I swear this is going to make sense. The way I used to build Goaty was with p.u.n.k, because they could make Chaos Ruler and they like mill stuff, and Goaty likes stuff in the grave. But they banned Chaos Ruler, so I checked, okay, can p.u.n.k summon the fucking level 6 Goaty? No, they can't. But I saw, oh, Dragon Drive is released, and I tried, can p.u.n.k still do things after the ban list? According to deck profiles, it couldn't, but once again, I just took a list, threw out all the banned cards, and tried to make it work. Did like one test and came up with this. It came up as if I invented this with this combo and just stuck with it. Never did like any alterations. So I genuinely don't know if this deck can just straight up do something better. And I am so excited to know if there's something better. And I really hope there is something better, because it would be so fucking funny to take this deck to a tournament and just not play it correctly. But anyway, story time aside, combo needs like a Punk starter and sometimes a discard. You don't need a discard if you start with E-Tele. Anyways, normally your Punk guys, yeah, man, who would have guessed, honestly? Grab Foxy Tune, use Foxy Tune, discard random card. If that's Orochi, discard Orochi. Like a fun fact, who would have guessed? Special Shaman, Shirakusai effect, fuse those into Joel effect. Just don't worry about this getting hand trapped. It somehow won't happen. This never got hand trapped the entire tournament. I don't know how that happened. Anyways, summon Deernote and the Field Spell Searcher. Field Spell Searcher effect. Grab the Field Spell. What a surprise. Activate the Field Spell. Then sync these two off into Dragon Drive. Now chaining 1, Dragon Drive, pay 600, add a level 3 Psychic from deck to hand. Chaining 2 Deernote, summon back Shirakusai. This should also be in defense because we don't like losing to Lightning Storm. Resolve this. You either get Madame Spider, or if you already have access to Madame Spider, you can grab Olga here instead. Then the Field Spell will trigger. You paid life points to activate a Psychic, so you can draw a card. Then you can use the secondary effect, Banish Deernote. No, I do not know if banishing Deernote is optimal here, but it worked so far, so I'm gonna assume it is. Special summon the Trap Searcher effect, search the trap, that's crazy. And then Extreme Session effect, draw another card. So we enter like a bunch of stuff, set this, do your thing. During your opponent's turn, during any phase, you can use Shirakusai, Fuse, of course, Synchro, Madame Spider, and Dragon Drive into Amazing Dragon. Amazing Dragon will now bounce cards up to the number level 3 Psychic with different names we have. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we bounce up to 4 cards here. And then we chain the Extreme Session to draw another card and draw 3, bounce 4, pop 1 as a like 1 to 2 card combo. Pretty good. Once again, the drawing part is probably the best one. I rarely ever actually got to summon Amazing Dragon. Either the combo gets stopped somewhere in the tracks, Shirakusai gets banished by Necro or something. I summoned this like thrice over the entire tournament. The best card is actually just drawing into like hand traps, drawing into floodgates, or generally just going second. You start with like 4 hand traps, a Punk starter, you make Psychic and Punisher, right? You pay like 4 million life points, it says 3 million attack, you punch, and then you win. So yeah, pretty good. Final thoughts on the deck, I don't fucking know. This is probably a good beginner deck because it has like one exact line, and OTK also has like a clear end goal. So if you're new to the game, try this out, I guess. It's probably the easiest deck to play right now because T-Element is pretty fucking hard. Sprite Runic is pretty fucking hard. This is pretty unga-bunga, so feel free to give it a try. Feel free to make it better, because once again, I built this like in a day and decided to, for some reason, take it to Utrecht. It somehow worked. I still don't know why. So either the deck is just extremely good or I'm extremely talented, which of course we know I am. So yeah, once again, feel free to comment absolutely every little thing I missed with this deck, be it like some random extra deck tech card or some random main deck tech card or side deck tech card or any amount of combo that I missed, because once again I think it's really fucking funny to take this to a tournament and actually do well and just play it completely wrong and missing like everything.